Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining the Superintendent Effect, a podcast where we highlight strong leaders building strong communities. I'm Ann Brown, your host, and I am so excited today to have Dr. Amy Alzina from Cold Spring School District in California. Welcome, Amy. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
How's your school year kicked off this year?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, I could not be happier with the happy hum that's happening at Cold Spring School. Lots of synergy, lots of teamwork, just most importantly, happy kids.
Oh, that's awesome. Is there one new initiative or theme or something you're starting out the year with?
Our theme this year is leading with porpoise or purpose and heart. We're the Cold Spring Dolphins, right? Play on words.
I love it.
Really, it's just helping our students find their purpose and creating individual mission statements. And what does that look like? And helping them find their spark. We're excited about that. They've already put their little mission statement in a bottle, like a message in a bottle. The classroom teachers worked with their students in creating classroom mission statements that are laser cut on some plywood that are up in front of the school. And so I think that's such an important way to start the school, with a united vision of what it is that we want for our students, and most importantly, what is it that our students want for themselves.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So those are on each wall in each classroom or on a big wall in your whole school or what?
As you walk into the campus, you'll see on the right-hand side on a wall every classroom's mission statement, and it's a collaborative project with art. So the innovation teacher and art teacher work together to laser cut dolphins. And on each dolphin that every student created is their spark or passion. So if it's music, there might be a violin on it, on the dolphin. If it's soccer, there might be some soccer goals. So it's really personalized to what the student loves and enjoys. And that's surrounding the classroom mission. So it's such a beautiful collaborative mural of every student's individual spark, but also, again, the classroom mission.
You know what's so fun about this? That's an idea I've never heard of, and other people are going to go like, I want to do that. So anyway, tell me about your path to the superintendents. Where have you been along the way, and what made you interested in education to begin with?
Yeah, I think like every educator, there's probably someone that was really influential in their lives that said, I want to be like them. For me, thankfully, I had just a fantastic kindergarten teacher that I still stay connected with, Mrs. Silvers. I wanted to be just like her. I always wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. And I taught for 7 years. I actually started in the space of physical education. So I was a PE teacher for 2 years, and then taught kindergarten and first grade and fifth grade. My first principal job, I was actually 29, so I was really young. It was a school of choice, so it was a brand new public school, and learned a lot about how to build and create a great school. I was their principal for 3 years, and there was a school in Santa Barbara Unified I saw as a diamond in the rough. It was a school that nobody wanted to attend, a lot of English language learners, low socioeconomic. I thought this is a great opportunity to show what can be. And my personal mission statement is to show what's possible in education. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. I said, let's show what's possible, and built an amazing team. I was their principal for 8 years.
Wow.
Left that school as top 100 Title I schools in the nation and ESSA distinguished schools. So, along the way, of course, I got my master's. I have 2 master's degrees, my doctorate when my kids were really young. And knowing that I wanted to be a superintendent, I launched Cold Spring School District as their superintendent 9 years ago. My first year, we had the Thomas Fire and debris flow. And so I lost 2 students, and I learned a lot about how important it is to come together and collaborate as a community. Events like that can either destroy a community or bring it together. And thankfully, it brought us together. And here I am 9 years later, still at Cold Spring School District.
Well, and I think longevity makes such a difference. The average tenure of a superintendent in a district is like 2.5 years. To be a principal for 8 years, you can have such an impact when you have that opportunity to stay for a long time. And the same thing with being a superintendent for 9 years. Most of the time, you might be the biggest employer. You're probably the biggest transportation provider. You might be the biggest food provider. You might be running the biggest budget in your community. A lot of people don't understand that, but that longevity is what allows you to have the impact that you should have.
Absolutely. You have an opportunity to really create structures in place and systems in place that benefit students students. I mean, there's a reason why we're the top performing district in the state of California is because not only have I been here, I've been able to build an amazing team. The team is just fantastic. When we work together, there's great synergy. The kids are happy, the parents are happy, and we all know that success builds success. And that's exactly what you're able to do when you stay in a district. You're able to continue to build upon that success and just get better. And what's great now is that serving on two state boards, I have an opportunity now to share best practices, but more importantly, bring my teachers out to the forefront and have them share best practices, especially in the space where it's so changing with AI and people want to know, what does it look like? How is it not just another tool that just is there, but really makes an impact on student achievement?
Yeah. So, Amy, I know you're chairing California's AI task force. Tell me about how AI is affecting education just overall and in your district.
It's so great to be able to lead and work with AI industry leaders and top superintendents in the space of AI. Together, we're just doing great professional learning throughout the state. So I just first want to give a shout out to them because they're fantastic. I'm learning each and every day. But, at Cold Spring, we really utilize AI to support personalized learning. It's not to replace teachers, but to really amplify their voices. And I also think our secret sauce at Cold Spring has always been our project-based learning approach that integrated. How are we integrating English language arts, math, and science into the core standards? And so with AI and programs like Adobe Express, students are able to do that more independently without teacher support. So what we're seeing is more student-driven projects, like the one that I shared with the Dolphin Project, for example, and using the laser cut printer to really enhance the student's voice in that. I started off talking about personal mission statements, and I used Gemini's storybook to create a storybook about what it means to create a personal mission statement at Cold Spring School that the students and staff could relate to so that they were able to understand, now I understand what it looks like. And I think that's where I really want to share out how AI isn't replacing teachers because nobody can replace the relationship component, which is so critical to teaching and learning. But it's just to, again, amplify their voice and empower our students to be more creative and innovative.
Wow, that's a wonderful use. And I love how you blend multiple AI programs together to really get the results that you're looking for. And I think that's important. There's not like one solution out there that makes it different. It's understanding them all. And then so much of that's where the teacher comes in is their professionalism is brings it all together for the students to help each student individually.
100%, because as we know, what works well with one student may not work well with another student. And so it's really finding out what connects with that student to get them engaged and have, more importantly, like a love of learning. And we want kids to continue to learn and grow. I love to learn constantly, and I want to instill that in our students at Cold Spring.
Oh, that's amazing. I know last year you hosted Leadership and Happiness in your district for surrounding superintendents. Talk to me about why it's important to bring superintendent leaders together and have these discussions around leadership and happiness.
Yes, as Arthur Brooks talks about the essential components of happiness, 50% being genetic, 25% being circumstance, and the other 25% being happiness habits. And I think that's where events like the one that we put on at Cold Spring really come into play, is working on faith, family, friendship, and work. Those 25%. What was great about the event is friendships, bringing everyone together. Not only did I have superintendents come together, I had my own outside of education friends also share, because again, they're what bring me that 25% of joy, is just being with them and sharing out how we really support each other as strong females and strong ladies. I think the event really helped people feel connected and feel like they have a space where they can really help learn best strategies and ideas to bring back to their district so they can really focus on that 25% individually, but also in their districts as well.
Yeah. And I know that you had like a 5K run or walk. I think even Lululemon sponsored it, which was cool.
Yes, that was great.
How do you take care of yourself?
Before this 8 a.m. interview, I was up at 5 a.m. I'm a runner. And so, yes, I'm the Lululemon running ambassador, which is so fun to be able to combine my passion for education and running at the same time. And I start my day with a personal reflection. I think that's important, and my faith is important to me. And then go out and run and enjoy the outdoors and get those happy juices going so then I can bring that positive weather and climate to my school campus when I enter.
That's a wonderful example. I know even this week, Arthur Brooks' article in The Atlantic this week was my 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5. So you're a great example of why those things work, because I know you're just such a wonderful leader. Tell us a little bit about your journey with the Cook Center. I know you're using some of our Cook Center tools to help support the mental health of your families and students and staff.
So my journey started with a partner that I have known for a long time, Amy Callahan, and she said, "This is my new passion." And so I said, "Tell me about it. What is it that you're doing?" I looked at the resources that you all have to offer, and it just fills that space that's needed in public education, that parent coaching component. I can't tell you how many parents come to me and say, "My child's struggling with anxiety. I need help." To be able to refer them to a source where they can have one-on-one coaching is so invaluable from a vetted source that's reputable. And I know that's challenging to find because, COVID hit and counselors were like, what long waiting lists, right? And so it's hard to get in. And so to be able to not only have the coaching, but also the resources so parents can learn and they can watch these on-demand videos and staff as well, and so you have such a robust library of resources available to support parents, teachers, staff, and students. I think especially students can go there. I know you're continuing to do work in that space, which I commend you for. And it's definitely the best resource that I've seen that parents can have. And I just encourage, I sound like a salesperson, but I encourage anyone that's not using it to definitely seek you all out.
I want to thank you for your partnership, because I actually show your website all over the nation when I'm presenting, because you guys are one of those that have the Cook Center resource front and center, which really talks to how important you think mental health support is for your families. I love that our medallions right front and center on your website. So I thank you for that too. Okay, a couple of quick ending questions. Tell me something that you're really proud of for this year, something that you're looking forward to or proud of for this year for your district.
I am so proud of our healthy culture and climate for this year. I mean, we worked so hard over these last 9 years to begin with self. I know Franklin Covey, his 7 habits and the Leader in Me program, and we're a Leader in Me school. And we are just continuing to strive to get better in that space. Like I said, this year is the first year that we're going to do student personal mission statements, right? I think that's important. And when we really work on ourselves, we can take care of others. I'm proud of that. And in return, our students benefit. I don't have behavior referrals. We just talk to one another. What a concept. and work things out. And that's how life should be. And especially in this climate, I'm super grateful. Super grateful.
Oh, that's amazing. So, Amy, I know you were an all-American marathoner in college. Tell us about that and tell us how that perseverance works into your journey as a superintendent.
I think every great runner had a great coach. And I was fortunate to go to Westmont College and run underneath Russell Smelly. He is the coach at Westmont and still is the coach there.
Wow.
And I live right next to Westmont. And on Saturdays, I still do track workouts. I coach a master's running team. We work out at Westmont College. But I actually graduated early from Westmont in 3.5 years. And I was not an All-American. I moved back home. I was going to go to Humboldt State University and get a master's degree in kinesiology. It was wintertime in Northern California. It rains a lot. And I thought, oh, this is not for me. I'm a Southern California girl now. Russell called me, just ironically, to check on me to see how I was doing. I am like many women, we're strong women. I'm not going to cry. We've got this. But I just broke down in tears and I said, I hate it. And he said, well, you still have eligibility to run. And he actually worked hard to figure out that I had enough units to get actually a minor in kinesiology if I came back to Westmont, and also made it possible and gave me a full ride. And so
Wow.
because of him, I ran my heart out. I was like, okay, I am going to make you proud. I'm going to be the best athlete, ate healthy, went to bed early, did everything that you need to do, and ended up placing fourth in the nation in the marathon at national championships. I was so proud of my accomplishment, but prouder and more grateful that I had the opportunity because of him. Because of that, we're still really close to this day. He taught me how important it is. Sometimes you just need to ask for help and be honest. And had I not been vulnerable in that space, I wouldn't be talking to you today. I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Had I not got a minor in kinesiology, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to teach PE in Santa Barbara Unified underneath emergency credential. And so I firmly believe God has a plan for our lives. He's put in people in our lives to help guide us and support us, but it's up to us to lean in on those opportunities. And so because of that, I'm super grateful, and that's my story.
Well, that's so touching. I mean, I just kept thinking, think about how one person poured into you, and now you've poured into thousands and thousands because of that one person. I mean, that's one of the greatest pay it forward stories I've ever heard. So thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for being our guest today. And Cold Springs is so lucky to have you as a strong leader building their strong community. So thank you so much. I can't wait to see you again the next time.
I can't wait to see you too. And I just, again, want to give you a shout out and just super grateful for your leadership and the work that you're doing and supporting a space that's so critical right now, especially with the space of AI, the mental health component, and making sure we have a balance is so important in our lives. So thank you, Anne. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you.